Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another AFK journey video, and today it's probably the last day that Alpha Bear is going to be alive for my server, so I wanted to show off my top Alpha Bear team. This has been a really hard one to find useful information on for an account that is at my level. Obviously, if you're like a lower spending unit, any of the units you've invested in that were good for Dream Realm are going to be good for Alpha Bear, but you have to think about him differently than you do those like Dream Realm Infinite bosses, in my opinion, or at least I definitely have. If you look at the recommended units that it's showing you to use, it's showing beefy tanks and ranged DPS. And yes, with like the mechanics of this boss, I do agree that like if you're just generally trying to YOLO something at him, this can be a way to do it. But if your account has made some progress, let me show you the team that has given me my best score. It's very, very different. I've actually foregone using a tank. I'm not using one at all. Instead, in my front line, I am putting Corrin, Shield Bro. And I think a lot of people will have invested into Corrin because he's such a good Dream Realm unit. He's an A rank character. So if you've duped him up, I think he's phenomenal on this fight for multiple reasons. His like, you know, his percent HP that he's hitting and the fact that he's 2 range, I think that's great. Then I do need somebody in melee range of him. And in this case, I'm going to use Vala. Vala, a single target damage dealer, is insane in this fight. She's not someone who was recommended by the game, but Vala next to a character counts as a melee unit, and she will switch into melee mode once you get there. Getting her there's a trick, so I'm using Rainier, I think another unit that people commonly have to throw her in. He's also giving her his buff, and depending on how far you have him like duped out or leveled up, the buff changes, but he's giving her his buff, he's covering her and throwing her into melee range to be my melee unit. Smokey's insane here because he puts out his like percent HP poison, and then it's another great fight, let me hover on you here, to take advantage of Coco. I have to run double supports in this fight to live long enough to put a good score on the table. So let me run you through this thing, show you how it's working for me, and then of course use Star Shard Spell because Star Shard Spell is OP. Let me run it through here. So I'll throw it down to 1x speed. You can see Vala gets thrown into the front. She's got Shield Bro giving her shields, but notice that Corrin, aka Shield Bro, is standing at range 2, so he doesn't count for another melee unit against the Primal Lord. Everybody else is going to stand here and just be sustained by my Smokey and by my Coco. So there's the buff from Coco. Let's go ahead and speed it up. If you get your Coco up far enough, you also get that shield. So one of the reasons I really like this comp, and yes, I'm definitely someone who's wailed on this game a little bit, but I feel like most of the characters I'm showing off here, and I will show an alternate version of this comp in a minute, are characters that a lot of people have used, including 3 A rank characters with Coco, Corrin, and what's the other one? What's my name? No, Smokey's not A rank. What am I talking about? So right there, I almost hit the 20K mark again. That actually wasn't my best run. Some runs are just going to be a little bit better than others, but it's very close to my best run. My best run's just over 20 million. So if we look at it, and it was with that exact team right there, I'm at 20.1 million. I almost hit that again. Now I want to see this time, like I'm going to show you an alternate. Let's look at the range DPS options right here. It's showing an Odie. I think a lot of people have Odie. It's also showing a Marilee. Marilee's not a unit that you can throw into the boss. You know what I mean? Like you throw Marilee in there, she's going to keep jumping around. Odie, on the other hand, he'll stay right where you put him. So let's do a run here where we throw Odie into the boss and see how that works. So I'll drop Vala. I'm going to put our boy Odie in here, who again, I think a lot of people have been leveling him, and I'm going to chuck this man straight into the boss. So Rainer's going to throw him. Odie is now melee Odie, and let's see what kind of damage we do this time. I think now, and I wonder how this works, by the way, right? Like how much of a boost would you get if you could throw your Odie out there on the actual last fight on your server against the boss, and he actually triggered his execute? Like, I wonder what he could get that execute threshold up to and then execute the boss. Okay, right there, you're seeing Smokey do his big thing in this fight, besides just keeping everybody alive. The fact that he puts his like blue haze out there for a while and does that percent-based damage is still really powerful. Okay, a little bit of a fall off there. Using the Odie instead of the Vala. Instead of hitting 20 million or almost 20, we hit 18, but still good damage from him, just not at the level of Smokey, who's a top tier DPS in this fight, and Corin. Now let's try one more here. One of the let's just try, should I just see if I can increase my score? Let's just see if we can make our score a little bit better. I'm going to modify this team a little bit. I'm going to put Coco off to the side here so she's not eating the straightaway little honey roll that this guy's doing. Then I'm going to drop Odie. I'm going to put Vala back in there again, and I'm going to keep Corin out there because his damage is insane. Let's try one more time. We're trying to break our record. If I could end up in the top 10, which it wouldn't take much of an improvement for me to get to top 10, not that it's any different. Top 20 is the only thing that matters, and I feel like this late into the game, I'm pretty much locked in for top 20. I just need to get a few more crits on the board this time to see if I can up that damage. So do you see his damage on the left there? We're like 11.6. Watch how fast that damage will go up once Smokey puts out his blue smoke. So here it comes, Smokey. Drop your blue smoke. Boom, there it is. Now that damage just goes up, 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 up. Like that damage ticking from Smokey's right there, and that shield from Coco might have just saved him and kept him alive for the full duration of his smoke. And I think that's my new high score, 20.5 million. And I think that's the score I'm gonna put in the books. That gets me to rank 10. Does that count as top 10? I believe that it does. Vala was my best DPS unit in this fight, followed by Smokey, which is an interesting thing. So there you go. That's my Primal Lord Alpha Bear strategy. Again, I didn't play in the beta or anything like that. So I've just run every different team comp I could think of that would be good. That's the best one I could come to. If you guys have a better one, let me know in the comments section, but I feel like mine is pretty solid. Let's see how locked in I am to top 10. How far of a lead do I have on Constant here? Not much. I feel like if Constant has an attack today, my spot in the top 10 is in jeopardy. But like I was saying, for me, if you're top 20, you're gonna get, you know, you get the title and you get the max prize. So I think I'm pretty safe there. How far away is the 20th person? Zell's at 19.4. These people aren't that far behind, honestly. But anyway, there you go. So that's my Alpha Bear strategy. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you have a better Alpha Bear strategy, please do share it with me in the comments section. Otherwise, there's my 20 million. There's my 20 million. I'm a little bit of a whale to get there. Maybe that comp can still work for you, or you can modify bits and pieces. I do think, though, that Smokey at his place where he can put out his purple dust is going to be necessary for anybody to actually like push for the top 20. And then Vala is a little bit replaceable, but you saw. All right, thank y'all for watching. Way too long of an outro. I just need to be quiet. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.